Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go racing here in the Xfinity Series as well as the Cup Series at Auto Club Speedway here for the Auto Club 400 in the Cup Series. But first up we have the Xfinity Series race. As you can tell from the title, we got a neat little kind of collab paint scheme coming at you here in a few moments with a modded paint scheme on the car. Now as we come through into the Xfinity Series race for the Production Alliance Group 300 with our custom Xfinity Series team, where I was driving for this race here. Now, as I've actually competed in all of the Xfinity races so far this season, and we will have some other Hendrick Motorsports drivers and teammates of ours jump into this number 24 Rheem Chevrolet Camaro here in the future, but not in this one. We would get underway here a little bit outside of the top 10 here at Auto Club. Now, right behind Ryan Sieg. The car still not exactly where we want it to be in terms of the development department, so definitely still some ground to make up here with this number 24 Xfinity Series team this season. Now, in my original plan just a few episodes ago was really to do a one-season deal kind of with this team and then cut it, but I'm thinking honestly we might actually carry it on for multiple seasons now here in the future of this career mode, and I was thinking about investing into a cup team as soon as next season, but still not 100% sure if I'm going to do that next season or maybe the season after, because we definitely got some silly season news that's already on the way relatively soon. It's been a little bit since we've had some brand new silly season news now. I think it was before the playoffs or so, or right around the start of the playoffs of last season here in the career mode, since we've really had a silly season news drop now, as there might be a retirement announcement looming here very soon in the career mode for the Cup Series. Now, as it came to out of turn 2 though, trying to work my way forwards now, but I was definitely struggling here with the pace in the cars. We were 3 wide with Josh Bilicki as well as Daniel Hemrick, but we would get past them, then get up the inside of Tommy Joe and pass him as well, but we came through already towards the end of this race now, now passing Jesse Little, getting to the back of the 7 of Justin Allgaier, who is really an affiliate teammate of ours on the Xfinity Series side of things. Now as we go down into turn 1 and 2, we have been getting some help from JRM here on the Xfinity side of things now, in the now new team that we've brought into this series, as we go down this back straightaway side by side with Allgaier, and we would clear him as well, and we came through right to the final lap. We had now run down Anthony Alfredo as we went down into turn 3, but that was as far as we got. We were up inside the top 10, so that was one thing that was a positive note to end on here. As we come through out of turn 4, we would clear Alfredo as we exit the corner, coming through down the front straightaway on this final lap, actually clipping the wall here as we come through to cross the line in the Production Alliance Group 300 at Auto Club Speedway. And it was a solid top 10 here in P8, just behind the rookie of Haley Deegan, as well as another rookie like Sheldon Creed, Derek Kraus, and Christian Eckes as well. So a strong showing from the rookies, other than really Kevin Magnussen and Sam Mayer, but Sam Mayer did start at the back of the field. So now we're going to come through into the Cup Series side of things here for Auto Club, where you guys are going to see the beautiful Cyberpunk 2077 paint scheme that Renato, my good friend, made for us here. And I decided to use it at Auto Club because we're out here in Los Angeles, and you always see just a lot of cool things happen when NASCAR comes out to LA, the LA area, I should say, now, as we would get the Cyberpunk car on the track. There you see on the back V, as well as Johnny Silverhand, played by Keanu Reeves in the Cyberpunk 2077 game. I'm fortunate to have Cyberpunk on a relatively solid PC, so I haven't really had any problems with the game, and I've been loving the game, by the way. Now as we come through though into qualifying here with a goal of a 39.373, and I was confident that we were going to get maybe close to that lap, but we usually don't qualify that great here at Auto Club. Now as we go down into turns 3 as well as 4, getting onto the apron just a little bit. You really do not want to get onto that apron much in turns 3 and 4. You likely will not spin out, but it actually will slow you down, so I always keep that in mind here as we come through down the front straightaway, coming through to complete our qualifying lap. We do not beat the goal, over a half a second or so off almost, and we qualify P17 here for the Auto Club 400 here in California. Now as we're going to check out the rest of the qualifying order. Chase Elliott there, our teammate in P16. Bubba Wallace all the way down in P30, so a really rough one for him. Now as Joey Gase is at the very bottom. Zane Smith, the rookie, in P35, a very rough one for him. Kyle Larson up there in front of us, or behind us I should say now. William Byron, Eric Jones up there towards the top 10, and Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin on the front row here for the Auto Club 400. So we're ready to take the green flag here at Auto Club Speedway for race number now 3 on the season here. Race number 3 in our brand new team of Hendrick Motorsports in the 24 car. So far, a very strong start to the season, kind of picking up where we did last season here in the career mode now, as you can see the stories of the race already. 2 drivers to really look at. Cole Custer, who actually crashed during qualifying. Very unfortunate for him. He's had a strong start as well to the season. Anthony Alfredo, a rookie, he's going to the back as well after failing pre-race inspection. So not what he was looking for now is, I mean, in reality, he's not in a car that's going to be competitive anyways now, as we get ready to take the green flag. Myself and Chase Elliott side by side here for the start. In front of us, we got Eric Almirola as well as Christopher Bell. Now as the green flag is out and the Auto Club 400 is underway here. Now as right behind us, you see the 8 of Tyler Reddick as well as the 10 of Matt Benedetto, but Tyler Reddick picked up his first career win in the Cup Series last episode in the second race of the season at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, so he will be inside the playoffs likely this season. Now as we go down into turn 1, already nearly making contact with Reddick. As soon as I got out of the throttle, the car just kind of stepped out from me a little bit there, so we kind of caught it, got back into focus here as we come through out of turn 2, going down this back straightaway. Our teammate of Kyle Larson clears us down the back straightaway as our former teammate and past champion from last season of Kyle Busch. He gets up my inside as we go down into turn 3. Some 3 wide racing already in front of us. Eric Jones in the number 02 McLaren fading a little bit as I got into the back of Chase Briscoe, got him sideways. He makes a nice save there as we come through out of turn 4, right into the back of Eric Jones. They're trying to give him a boost down the straightaway as we come through to complete the first lap, and kind of like Las Vegas in the last episode where Zane Smith started well but faded quickly. Well, now his teammate of Eric Jones in the similar position. He started decently, now he's fading pretty quickly as we come through the middle of a 3 wide between Jones and the rookie of Todd Gilliland. There's some contact with Eric Jones as we exit turn 2 as we go down this back straightaway. Ross Chastain right on my left rear quarter panel now behind us. Daniel Suarez trying to follow us through the middle here as we go down into turn 3 now, up the inside of Chase Briscoe now as Chastain, he's going to go by on the inside, and then Daniel Suarez as well is going to get up my inside as we come through out of turn 4. Jones fading very quickly there, all the way back to now his teammate just about, Zane Smith, and then he's got Austin Cindric behind him as well. We're still 3 by 3 just about up here at some points now, but we kind of fade down into the 2 by 2 as we go down into turn 1. But Christopher Bell as well as Eric Almirola, they all go all the way up to the top. I split the middle through turns 1 and 2 and pass them both. So we pass Almirola, we get to the outside of our teammate Chase Elliott, and the exit of turn 2, clip the outside wall. No damage done visually or performance impacting, thankfully. So we're now side by side with our Hendrick Motorsports teammate of Chase Elliott in that Napa Auto Parts Camaro as we go down into turn 3. A bit of a rough start to the season for our teammate of Elliott, but we're only 2 races in going into race number 3, so it's still too early at this point to really judge how everybody is going to be. And as we have new teams come into this career mode, the field continues to get more and more closer on a competitive scale, so you're going to notice probably later down the line, I feel like, in this career mode, Joe Gibbs racing car could go from running a top 5 one race to running 30th another race, just because of how close the performance is going to be, I think, as this career mode progresses now with my ability to mod the game and whatnot. But we would clear Tyler Reddick now, move up into P13, and then we came through onto lap 6 of stage 1, and now we would run down Kevin Harvick as we went down into turn 1 and 2. Keselowski currently at this point was holding on to the race lead as Daniel Suarez, he was following me through the field here as we came through now on to turns 3 on the same lap, and now we are going to be able to make the pass on the 4 of Harvick, the 2014 Cup Series champion. Falls down into about P14 after getting passed by Suarez, maybe even getting passed by Christopher Bell as well, as Daniel, like I said, continues to follow us. We have a huge run on the back of our rival of Joey Logano. I waste no time whatsoever, get to the inside of him right away, and we send it pretty deep into turn 1 to make sure I would clear him, and fortunately for us, Joey Logano never even got into us. So really the big goal right now is to get Joey Logano away from being a rival here, and we're going to really have to spend the next 4 to 5 races or so just doing everything we can to make sure he or I don't run into him, or he doesn't run into me, like I should say, as we go down into turn 3. Now up into P11, now running down Logano's Penske Racing teammate of Ryan Blaney as I slide up the track there on the exit of turn 4 now, and Daniel Suarez, he's going to pounce on the opportunity, make a 3 wide between myself as well as Ryan Blaney's. We're in the middle between the two as we go down the front stretch, but Suarez, so much speed right now in that number 99 Trackhouse Camaro as we go down into turn 1, following him, passing the 12 now of Ryan Blaney. The car felt really strong through the center of turns 1 and 2, but it felt kind of weak through the center of turns 3 and 4. So we definitely know this was a strong end of the racetrack for us. And then we came through on lap 9. We now got to the inside of our affiliate teammate of William Byron for that number 88 car, who's had some strong speed in the first few races this season, but some really bad luck with some engine failures. Especially last episode in Las Vegas, he was hands down the fastest car here, and unfortunately he had an engine failure right in front of us actually, and that ended his race. Now as a caution actually comes up for the first time here today in the Auto Club 400. Could not find the replay of it, but this will force everybody into the pit lane here as we're going to take 2 cans of fuel as well as 4 fresh tires. Car's driving good so far, guys. I think we maybe need to make it a little bit tighter. I think that'll help us on the longer run. There you heard my feedback to the team over the radio, and we did just that. We just tightened it up just a little bit now as we actually gain 1 position on the pit lane over Daniel Suarez. So now up into the 9th position behind Noah Gregson there for Chip Ganassi Racing in that number 1 car. The green flag is back on. We are underway, and this leaves only 2 laps to go in stage 1, right behind our teammate of Larson. So myself and Larson having a strong run so far, and Alex Bowman in the 48 also having a strong run. So 3/4 of the Hendrick cars right now inside the top 10. Then we got the affiliate of William Byron, and then our other 2 affiliate teammates of Noah Gregson, Ross Chastain in the field as well. Chastain struggling a little bit again here today. Chase Elliott unfortunately struggling as well here as we go down this back straightaway. And I can confirm, just because I have access to the driver ratings, Chase Elliott is definitely a driver that should be in the top 10 at a track like this right now. It's just he's struggling right now as we come through the center of turns 3 and 4. So moving our way forwards here as we come through to start, or towards the final lap of stage 1. It's Keselowski versus Martin Truex Jr. for that stage victory now as Keselowski takes a white flag in stage 1. We're side by side with the Richard Childress driver of Austin Dillon now as the RCR drivers in the affiliate of Suarez definitely showing some speed here today in Auto Club as we dive down into turn 1 up the inside of Noah Gregson and easily blow by him, and now move up into P6 as we come through out of turn 2 using that draft from our teammate of Alex Bowman as we go down this back straightaway for the final time in stage 1. Martin Truex Jr. has taken the lead away from Brad Keselowski, but he goes to the top. Keselowski, he goes down to the bottom, and now Keselowski briefly takes the lead, and he's actually going to clear Truex out of turn 4. So now Martin Truex Jr. gives away the stage victory as I clip the wall there. Keselowski wins stage 1, and we come through to cross the line here in the 6th position. So a very strong start considering where we started here outside of the top 15 for this race here in the Auto Club 400. So Brad Keselowski picks up a playoff point, and we are actually going to be staying out from the looks of it here at the end of stage 1, as we only did run 2 laps there on the tires and feel, as you see the rest of the current running order. Bubba Wallace really having a rough race, surprisingly here, as we actually gain 1 position on the pit lane due to the stage winner of Keselowski pitting for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why he did that, but for the start of stage 2, we are now going to go through into the much more anticipated amped segment here for Auto Club. There you had the amp segment here in Auto Club for the start of stage 2 as we're right on the back of our teammate of Denny Hamlin as we go down into turns 1. It was a very strong restart for us. Now, I was still kind of confused why Brad Keselowski came in to the pit lane there at the end of the stage. Now as we came through out of turn 4, still sticking with Hamlin here as we go down the front straightaway. Now as we actually have a spinner in turns 4, it's Ryan Preece in the 37 who takes Tyler Reddick with him. Reddick goes spinning now, and Preece gets hit hard in the door by the 00 of Quinn Half. That brings out the caution, position. Everybody would stay out though, so no pit stops necessary, but unfortunate there for Ryan Preece, who clearly lost a rear tire, and unfortunately for Tyler Reddick, he got caught up in that incident now, but we would get right back into the action here from P3. Ryan Preece, that was the end of his race here in Auto Club now, as we are back underway with 6 laps remaining in stage 2. I could have maybe taken it 3 wide into turn 1, but I decided to just kind of stick in line with our teammate of Martin Truex Jr. now is Matt DiBenedetto. He is now up inside the top 5, trying to take P3 away from Denny Hamlin now, as I knew Truex was just so much faster than us, one of the fastest cars here today here in Auto Club now as we go down this backstretch. So I was a little bit concerned trying to hold on with him here, as I was hoping the draft would be able to keep us up there now as we come to the center of 3 and 4, but we just get so much tighter there on the exit of the corner, opening up the door now for Matt DiBenedetto to try to get up my inside, but fortunately we were able to cover him off, as well as Kyle Busch, who's side by side with his teammate currently of Denny Hamlin, as we came through to 5 laps to go at this point in stage 1. But Matt DiBenedetto was continuing to put on a good chunk of pressure here as we go down into the corner, but you can just see Truex just has so much more speed compared to myself, so I knew we were really going to have nothing compared to him now as we came through out of turn 4 now on lap 8 in the car. Once again, just pushes up so much compared to the other drivers that opens the door for DiBenedetto to get up my inside as we're side by side coming through, down, crossing the line, 4 laps to go now. In stage 2 behind us, you see Kyle Busch, Daniel Suarez up into the mix, trying to get into the top 5 as well. As you can just see how much better I am though through the center of turns 1 and 2. We get right back up there side by side with DiBenedetto in the number 10 now, as he would unfortunately though clear us, and then Kyle Busch, he would clear me into turns 3. Then we have the 17 of Chris Buescher, who gets up into the mix. He passes me as well, as we're just kind of starting to fade here at the end of stage 2 as Hamlin and Suarez, they're going to get up my inside, make it 3 wide as we come through to cross the line now, as Suarez clears us both. Then we came through to the back straightaway, and we would be able to hold on to P6 over Hamlin, get right to the back of Suarez into turn 3. A strong showing for sure by that number 99 car now as it comes through out of turn 4, actually into the left rear quarter panel of Daniel now as we come through out of the corner, but fortunately we would both be able to keep our cars straight now as we go down this front straightaway as I tried to get up side by side with him. We're still side by side, just ever so slightly at his corner panel, but he does get clear as we go down into turn 1, as actually kind of let him in line there now as we go into the corner with just 2 laps to go. Then we came through to start the final lap now of stage 2, and it's all just single file right here as we go down into turn 1. But Suarez, he goes up to the kind of middle lane, so I jump down to the bottom here. Truex just cruising to stage victory at this point over second place of Kyle Busch, third place belonging to Chris Buescher now as we're side by side in a duel with Suarez for the 5th position here in stage 2, but he just has so much more momentum going down the backstretch into turns 3 for the final time here in stage 2. Hamlin behind us there on the bottom. DiBenedetto goes all the way to the top, so we come through out of turn 4. Suarez passes him, and I'm going to be side by side with DiBenedetto, but it's not going to be enough down the front straightaway, so we will have to come through and settle for the 6th position here in the second stage as Martin Truex Jr. picks up the stage 2 victory and adds a playoff point to his name, as Zane Smith, the rookie, has climbed himself now up inside the top 10 along with the other rookie of the 21 of Austin Cindric. I honestly don't know what changes to make here. The car is driving good, it's just the speed kind of lacking right there. There you heard what I said on the radio. Not really sure what to do, but I did decide to make a few small adjustments there on the right side tire pressures. I put them down a little bit and hope that would just kind of tighten up the car ever so slightly more now as we would get ready to go green here for the 3rd and final stage here at Auto Club Speedway for the Auto Club 400. As you see the current running order, unfortunately we have our teammates that aren't running so well. We're currently the only Hendrick Motorsports car inside the top 10 there. As you saw, Matt DiBenedetto gained 2 positions on the pit lane, lining up P3 as Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch lead the way to the start of the 3rd and final stage as the green flag is out. Daniel Suarez on my inside in 5th place, Hamlin behind us in 7th, and Cole Custer in P8. Then we have Zane Smith down there in that 9th position, and Austin Cindric rounding out the top 10 here as we go down into turn 1. There you see that inside line prevailing for DiBenedetto, who's trying to clear the 18 of Busch, as he's going to be side by side with the 3-time Cup Series champion down the back straightaways. We're side by side, and between myself and Hamlin, who are side by side, we have a solid 0 championships combined, by the way, as we go down into turn 3. Suarez side by side with Buescher, but Buescher, he goes all the way to the top there, opening the door for myself here to get up to the inside of him. I was hoping to clear him. Unfortunately, we do not, so we're 3 wide in the middle between him and the 41 of Cole Custer. There as I try to side draft the 17. Custer gets clear as we come through to complete the 1st and opening lap here of the 3rd and final stage now. Zane Smith, he's right behind me there, that rookie showing a lot of potential early on in the season. season. He had a really rough second race in Las Vegas last episode, but he showed a lot of potential in the Daytona 500, and here he is today in Auto Club once again, showing some raw speed in that number 7 McLaren. Here's we go down the back straightaway. He's actually 3 wide with Cindric and Buescher behind us now as we go down into turn 3, trying to get up the inside of Custer and try to overtake him for that 6th position. The car definitely was driving good. You see me get a little bit tight right there, though, on the exit of turn 4. I had to get out of the throttle, but Custer, he would actually get past Denny Hamlin, and I was still down here in P7 as we came through on lap 36, but now I get up the inside of Hamlin into turn 3, but our teammate of Alex Bowman actually blows a tire into turn 3, and that is going to bring out the caution. He collected Noah Gragson. Logano gets into the back of him as well. The caution is out, and everybody coming to the pit lane here as I decided to put 2 right side tires on the car as well as one can of fuel in the car, and that should be enough here to take us to the end of this race. Very unfortunate for our teammate of Alex Bowman, as that would be the end of the day as well for him as we gain 1 spot on the pit lane and get ready to go green here from P6 as Cole Custer actually lost 3 spots, so very unfortunate for him as we're ready to go back green now on the front row. It's Martin Truex Jr. as well as Matt DiBenedetto on row number 2, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Busch, and then row number 3, Denny Hamlin and myself as we are back green flag racing with 10 laps to go in this race here for the Auto Club 400 as we go into turn 1. We've clearly not had a car capable of winning, but we've had a lot stronger of a car, honestly, than I was anticipating. By the way stage 1 started for us, I thought we were probably going to be between, honestly, probably about a 9th to 12th place car, but we've been comfortably running up inside the top 10, going for some top 5s here throughout this race. Now as we go down into turn 3, there's actually 11 laps to go, not 10 laps to go until we get back to the line, but Suarez now into 2nd place. He's looking for his first Cup Series win to try and do what Tyler Reddick just did in the last episode. Now as Buescher forces it 3 wide, now as Larson, he's on the far inside here as we come through to complete the lap. 10 laps now to go as we actually get in behind them both, down now dropping down unfortunately into P10 as we're going to get right in line behind our teammate of Kyle Larson. Zane Smith now moving up inside the top 5 here as we come through out of turn 2. Cindric just behind, Gragson there in the mix as well. Brad Keselowski trying to rebound from giving up all that track position he did at the end of stage 1 by coming into the pit lane now as I get up the inside of Chris Buescher here as we go down into turn 3. Trying my best to just stick with these guys, but the car just did not feel as good at this point now as we get into the side of the 17 of Buescher there on the exit of turn 4, but fortunately nothing actually came out of that now as we would get to the back again though of the 5 of Larson, who actually would stretch the gap a little bit now as I just continue to follow him. We got on the inside of Kyle Busch, trying to get up the inside as well of DiBenedetto as we came to the start now lap 43. 8 laps to go at this point as we go down into turn 3, still side by side with the number 10 for Stuart Haas Racing as we get into his quarter panel on the exit of the corner. Now Cindric up the inside. We're 3 wide in this now battle for 9th, 8th, and 7th, and then behind us there were 3 wide as well between Keselowski, Kyle Busch, as well as Chris Buescher here as we go down into turn 1, still 3 wide with Keselowski up our inside. Busch decides to follow me. Now as Buescher, he gets up my inside as Keselowski clears us, and then Kyle on the exit of turn 2 is going to carry a whole bunch of momentum to my outside now as we go down at the back straightaway. So we are losing a bunch of track position here in the final laps of this race here as we try our best to use that draft though to be able to pull ahead of Kyle just like we did there, and then we go back down into turn 3 trying to get up the inside of Buescher. Can't quite make it happen as we slide up in front of the 10 of DiBenedetto. Now Kyle Busch gets back up the inside. Smith, he's now fallen down into the 9th position as we drift down into P11. DiBenedetto now down into P12 as we came through now on lap 45 into turn 1. Truex, by the way, still out front, but he was battling with Cole Custer, who would take the lead for a brief moment on the exit of turn 2 as we would clear Zane Smith, move up into P10. So Smith actually fading way more than we are here as we dive up the inside of the 18 as we go down into turn 3, and Custer once again is going to retake the lead away from Martin Truex Jr. for a very brief moment as we come through out of turn 4. Kyle Busch crosses us over, gets up the inside. 3 wide between myself, him, and Austin Cindric again as we go down this front straightaway. 5 laps to go here in Auto Club. What an action-packed race it has been so far, and it continues here into the final moments of this race as we're up the inside of our teammate of Kyle Larson as we go down into turn 1. Custer clear for a brief moment of Truex now as he's trying to hold on for his first Cup Series win as we clear Larson now to turn 2, now back up into the 8th position as we would try to get back to Kyle Busch, who just charged his way through the field. He got up inside the top 5. I now get to the inside of Brad Keselowski into turn 1. Truex would retake the lead over Custer, who was right on his back bumper. Kyle Busch now up into P3, passing his teammate of Hamlin. I cannot quite clear Keselowski on the exit of turn 2, so we would be side by side all the way through turn 3 and out of turn 4. Sure enough, I'm side drafting him to make sure he does not clear us as we are approaching 2 laps to go, but the caution comes out, and this will force overtime here in Las Vegas. Martin Truex Jr., Cole Custer on the front row. Keselowski, who got ahead of us after working his way back forward, pitting again, but so is Matt Benedetto. So they're just going to just give away their potential top 10 finishes here for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe they have a different strategy again going on, but you see Michael McDowell as well coming into the pit lane. So very baffling calls, to say the least, from those three drivers, but it helps us. We gain one position, get up into P7 here for the start of overtime. 2 laps remain here in Auto Club. Martin Truex Jr., Cole Custer, Kyle Busch, and Denny Hamlin, your top 4, with Buescher and Suarez 5th and 6th, and then myself in 7th place. We know we need to be aggressive now as we are back underway with 2 laps to go. We would love to put this CYBERPUNK car in victory lane here in California now as we go down towards turns 1. We're going to make it 3 wide with Buescher as well as Suarez into the quarter, passing both of them, getting up the inside now of Denny Hamlin has come through the center of 1 and 2. Truex clear over Custer as well as Kyle Busch, as Busch is looking to steal the victory here in Auto Club now as we're side by side with the 41 as we go down towards turn 3. Truex here is going to go to the top, leaving the door wide open for Kyle Busch, who goes up the inside now as I just don't have the car I need on the exit of turn 4. I had to get out of the throttle to make sure I did not get into the side of the 41. Kyle Busch clear for the lead as we come through to start the final lap in the Auto Club 400. Behind us, it's Larson and Hamlin side by side as I send it up the inside of the 41 of Custer into turn 1 on this final lap now as Truex once again goes to the bottom. Busch to the, Truex to the top, Busch to the bottom now as I slide up in front of the 41. Now we're 3 wide on the exit of turn 2 as the 41 crosses us over. Truex on the outside, he clears myself now as Custer as well is going to clear us here as we go down the back straightaway for the final time in Auto Club. Down into turn 3, Custer holds on to the bottom. I try to get under him now. Onto the apron I go as Truex once again to the top. Busch as well to the top as we exit turn 4. Larson to the inside of us on the exit of turn 4. Custer into second. Kyle Busch will come through to get his first win of the season, and at the line we barely hold off our teammate of Kyle Larson for the 5th position, or 4th position I should say there, here in the Auto Club 400. So what a race that was. A very action-packed race from start to finish now, as there was just a lot of 3 wide racing from 4 wide here at the very beginning of the race, if I remember correctly. Now, as you see, Alex Bowman, unfortunately, Ryan Preece, Joey Gacy all ended up getting DNFs. Matt Benedetto gave up a good position and ended up settling for 34th instead of a potential top 10 due to coming into the pit lane there for overtime. And so did Keselowski. Now, as you see, we still lead the point standings. Custer actually running up in a solid 2nd place right now in the point standings, so he's definitely showing a strong start to his as well 3rd season, just like ours here in our Cup Series career. So there you have it there, as you're going to see the Xfinity standings as well as the Cup standings before we end this episode. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, you do know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. And in the next one, we will be going to the track that we don't have a very good history at as of recently. We had a championship on the line here last time we came to Phoenix Raceway, and unfortunately, we actually got taken out by Kurt Busch in his final races of his Cup Series career, and we DNF'd in that race. So hopefully that doesn't happen again here at Phoenix. But there you see the playoff standings right now. Kyle Busch, Reddick, and Logano all locked in. Harvick, Suarez, they're just a few points out, but there we also check the reputation real quick. Logano still a rival, but we did not run into him in that race, so that's definitely a good stepping point for the future. But before we end this episode, I just want to say thank you to the Go On Racing members of MJ, Aiden, Tony, Dylan, Joseph, RJ, Timothy, Bubba Jr., Mr. Johnson, as well as another one that just joined, NASCAR on Dogs. You guys really help out a lot, and I just want to say thank you, and thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one at Phoenix Raceway. Have a great day, everybody.